I'm not that tall, am I? Huh? So is there a link? Is there a link? Is there a link?
Please search on Al-Ansaar. It's on. It's good.
His mom. Just tell his dad's there. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي جعل القرآن العظيم هدى للناس وسراجا منيرا وأنزله على نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ليكون للعالمين بشيرا ونذيرا والحمد لله الذي وفق من اصطفى من عباده للأخذ به وحفظه وتحليل حلاله وتحريم حرامه ففاز كل من عمل به وذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الهادي لما فيه الخير والمحذر عما فيه الشر صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى إنا نحن نزلنا الذكر وإنا له لحافظون وقال تعالى بل هو آيات بينات في صدور الذين أوتوا العلم وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يؤم القوم أقرأهم لكتاب الله وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقال لصاحب القرآن اقرأ وارتق ورتل كما كنت ترتل في الدنيا فإن منزلتك عند آخر آية تقرأها صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين طوبى لمن حفظ الكتاب بصدره فبدا وضيئا كالنجوم تألقا الله أكبر يا لها من نعمة الله أكبر يا لها من نعمة لما يقال فرتل وارتقى وتمثل القرآن في أخلاقه وفعاله فبه الفؤاد تعلقا وتلاه في جنح الدجى متدبرا والدمع من بين الجفون ترقرقا هذه صفات الحافظين كتابه حقا فكن بصفاتهم متخلقا يا حافظ القرآن رتل آية فالكل أنصت للتلاوة مصدقا. Okay, year 5, the next two sentences I'm going to ask somebody. I only know a few names, so beware. I know Abdullah's name, I know the two Abdullahs. The next two sentences, I need you to translate them for the congregation. يا حافظ القرآن لست بحافظ يا حافظ القرآن لست بحافظ حتى تكون لما حفظت مطبقا يا حافظ القرآن لست بحافظ حتى تكون لما حفظت مطبقا ماذا يفيدك أن تسمى حافظا ماذا يفيدك أن تسمى حافظا وكتاب ربك في الفؤاد تمزقا. جي عبد الله حافظ عبد الله ستار. لا nice and loud nice and loud. يا حافظ القرآن لست بحافظ. Go on, translate that. Okay. Preserve it مطبقا. Preserve it, is that the correct word? What do you think, Abdullah? Al-Hajj. Mutabbiqa. Come on. Anybody else in year 5? Unless your lifestyle matches the Quran. Yeah? And then? ماذا يفيدك أن تسمى حافظا? Anyone? Al-Hajj. ماذا يفيدك أن تسمى حافظا? What is the benefit of you being called a Hafiz? وَكِتَابُ رَبِّكَ فِي الْفُؤَادِ تَمَزَّقَ. G. Anybody? And the Quran in your heart is in this array. Okay? Chalo, still a bit of work to do, year 5s. Until the next time. Okay, anyway. The man of the moment, Hafiz Khaleel. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Hafiz Khaleel on what is surely going to be his most noteworthy, significant and outstanding achievement. Regardless of what he manages to achieve, in the future in his academic life, nothing is going to surpass what he has achieved here today. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate his parents who have supported him throughout his Hifz journey. They have encouraged him and reassured him that it will be all worthwhile in the end. I don't know what part my brother Naeem has played in his Hifz journey, or whether he took a back seat. I think we'll leave that argument for another day. I think it's safe to say we can call him the enforcer. Is that right? Enforcer. Okay, anyway, I will say, and I think many Hifz teachers will agree with this, when the teacher, the pupil, and the parents are all singing from the same hymn sheet, so to speak, there is harmony. What is that? There is harmony. And the Hifz journey, although it is a difficult one, okay, it becomes enjoyable. It becomes enjoyable. So there is a smile on the teacher's face, there is a smile on the pupil's face, and there is a smile on the parent's face. And ultimately, there is a smile on Maulana Habibullah's face. Otherwise, what happens, there is what we call in Gujarati, kichiro. Maulana Farooq's favorite word, kichiro. Not khichdi. Khichdi is nice, especially with a dollop of ghee on top. Khichdi is nice, but kichiro. Okay? So, I can safely say that in the past 5 years, okay, there has been harmony between teacher, pupil, parents, and our head of Hifz. Anyway, we're just going to talk for a few minutes about Khaleel. He started his Hifz journey on the 17th of August 2019. Who can tell me what happened a few months after that? When I say few months, about 6 months after 2019, August 2019. COVID. Okay, the dreaded COVID. Anyway, so 17th of August 2019, he was in year 6 at the time, and he completed his Quran a couple of weeks ago on the 15th of June 2024. The 15th of June. What day was that? Anybody tell me? 15th of June. The day of Arafat. The day of Arafat. Okay. And if you look at his name, what's his name? Khaleel. Hafiz Khaleel now. Okay, so he was born around the time of Hajj. That's why obviously you can tell that his parents gave him the name Khaleel. Okay, because he was born around that time. Is that right, Khaleel? So obviously he finished on the day of Arafat. Okay, and we can talk a little bit more about that maybe today or some other time when he has his proper Hifz ceremony. So it took him just under 5 years to complete his Quran. Okay, in year 1 he completed 5 1/4 siparas. Okay, in year 2 he completed 6. In year 3 he completed 5 1/4. So I was checking his Hifz reports for the last 4 years. I haven't done his report for this year yet. And in year 3, I wrote in his report, if Khaleel is serious about his Hifz, he needs to totally and 100% dedicate himself towards his Hifz. Because unfortunately his parents decided to send him to Lancaster, okay, after year 6. And Habibullah will tell you, and anybody associated with Hifz in Al-Ansaar will tell you, that I think there's only been one pupil that has succeeded in his Hifz that went to Lancaster Grammar. Hafiz Khaleel is number 2 now. Okay, past experience told us that any pupil going to Lancaster Grammar, okay, because of the time, okay, the limited time they have that they can dedicate towards their Hifz, okay, their Hifz journey always fell apart. The Hifz journey always fell apart. However, Hafiz Khaleel managed to do it. Okay. But in the initial years, I can still remember, Khaleel wanted to become the next Sachin Tendulkar. Okay? And that's why I put this down in his Hifz report. Is that right, Khaleel? The next Sachin Tendulkar. Over the last 5 years, and anyone, Hafiz Ahmad will also tell you, Hafiz Zakaria will tell you as well. What's the 3 words I say? Which three cricketers are always mentioned? Sehwag, and then Dhoni, and then Kohli. Sehwag, Dhoni, and Kohli. This is like the class joke. Okay, anyway, when I wrote this in his report, there was a burst in year 4. 7.5 siparas. He completed 7.5 siparas, which is, mashallah, amazing. Say mashallah, everybody. Mashallah. 7.5 siparas he completed in year 4, and obviously, year 5, he completed his Quran. Okay, just 1 or 2 points I'm going to mention about Khaleel before we finish and conclude. There has, in 5 years, which is a very long time, there has never been a single occasion where I have had to consult with Maulana Habibullah, and we have ended up sending an email to the parents of Hafiz Khaleel, okay, or we've had to have a meeting with Hafiz Khalil's parents due to his performance in class. We've never had to do that in 5 years, not one single time. I'm not going to say he's not had any hiccups. He's had little hiccups, okay, but they were rectified very quickly. They were rectified very, very quickly, okay, and very efficiently. So he had a few minor hiccups, but nothing major in 5 years. We've never had to send a single email, a complaint, or anything similar to the parents of Hafiz Khaleel saying that he's underperforming, there's a problem, we've had to stop his sabak, we've had to do this, etc., etc., etc. So, again, say mashallah. MashaAllah. So he's done well on that front. Okay. And I'm finally going to conclude. We had Hafiz Ahmed just recently completing the whole Quran in one sitting. Okay, we've got our second candidate who's, alhamdulillah, now well on his way. And I can safely say, without a shadow of a doubt, that Hafiz Khaleel is also, he can manage this comfortably. It will take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a few months. But he is also definitely a candidate where he can finish his whole Quran in one sitting on one day. Inshallah, this will happen soon. When I say soon, as in it's not going to happen in the next few months. Okay, maybe in 2025, early 2025. Okay, but obviously he's now got to dedicate himself towards consolidating his door. I can safely also say that his door is at 85% to 90% at this moment in time. He only needs to achieve 10% to really consolidate and solidify his door. Okay, again, I will congratulate Hafiz Khaleel on succeeding to complete his Quran, and I congratulate his parents, I congratulate his grandparents, and say MashaAllah and Jazakallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس الناس إله الناس من شد الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah to Maulana Yunus Sahab, and also Hafiz Khaleel. Congratulations to him, to his parents, to his grandparents, to his family, and to his relatives as well. I just want to take a few moments. I just want to mention a couple of things for the parents. Okay? First and foremost, it's very important that Hafiz Khaleel, this is a message for Brother Naeem and his mum. It's very important that Hafiz Khaleel devotes the next year and prioritizes his door in the coming year. Okay? I know he's going into year 11. I know he's going to have his GCSEs and he'll have his mock exams as well. I mentioned this to him today after his Sipara test as well. However, the Quran must be his priority. And the reason I mention this is we have several problems, and we've had a lot of problems this year as well, where students become Hafiz and then the Quran, it becomes completely secondary. Mock exams, GCSEs, A-levels, they take overall priority. And the Quran, I would say, it's not even a secondary priority, it becomes pushed down the road, maybe a 10th, 15th priority. So I plead with you, Allah na wasta, do not do this. Make sure that his next year, 2 years of his life is in a manner where his Quran is his number one priority. I'm sure Maulana Yunus is not going to allow that anyway, but I'm mentioning this because parents have this sort of attitude and approach, ke Hafiz thaiya, but he must have a GCSE the, the child at home will say, I've got revision to do, so parents give in. Okay, I'm dealing with this at the moment, so that's why I'm mentioning this. So the first thing I want to mention, Quran must remain a priority for the next year, definitely the year after that as well, and even after that I think the parents need to make sure that there is some sort of listening routine at home when he leaves madrasa. Okay, so that's the first target. Second thing I want to mention is that you must ensure that he starts going in Jamaat. Okay, it's very important. He's just finished his year 10. I'm not promoting the Sufa Jamaat, don't snigger at me like that. I've already spoken to him. He wants to go with Masjid al-Salam, so I'm going to organize for him inshallah to go with Masjid al-Salam. Okay, so it's very important that he goes Jamaat with his local mosque. Very important. One is learning the Quran, memorizing the Quran, but it's also very important that our children have Islamic and Dini mindset. Okay, and by going in Jamaat, this sort of Islamic mindset is created. Okay, so that's very important. Again, one of the problems I found is that when pupils come into GCSE year, for the sake of GCSE exam or mock exam or this little bit of revision, Jamaat is sacrificed. That shouldn't happen. Consistently, he must go to Jamaat. Okay, so that's the second thing I want to mention. And finally, I'll mention again that obviously very much congratulations are due to Hafiz Khaleel. He hasn't given me any trouble, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I think I remember Maulana Yunus said no meetings. I remember one meeting. Then do you remember one meeting? Manaka yad parad. In the initial year, maybe initial year. So there might have been one meeting, but wholeheartedly congratulations to him. Mashallah, he has been a pleasure. Maulana Yunus has never hardly complained about him. Well, hardly, I wouldn't say hardly. He's never complained about him. He's got on with it. And I think very important point Maulana Yunus made was there was harmony between teacher, pupil and parent. Everybody on the same page, and that's why the journey was smooth. Otherwise, there's always problems. Okay, so again, I end with congratulations, and I will ask Maulana Yunus up to inshallah make dua.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله علانيته وسره اللهم لك الحمد حتى ترضى ولك الحمد إذا رضيت ولك الحمد بعد الرضا ولك الحمد على كل حال اللهم ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين رب اغفر وارحم وتجاوز عما تعلم إنك أنت الأعز الأكرم اللهم إنك عفو كريم اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم فاعف عنا يا كريم فاعف عنا يا كريم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب اللهم رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا اللهم رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا اللهم رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات اللهم أحسن ختامنا اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك وغضبك والنار يا كريم ونعوذ بك من سخطك وغضبك والنار يا كريم اللهم آنس وحشتنا في قبورنا اللهم ارحمنا بالقرآن العظيم واجعله لنا إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار واجعله لنا حجة يا رب العالمين واجعله لنا حجة يا رب العالمين اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذين هم أهلك وخاصتك اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا وقائدنا وسائقنا إلى رضوانك وإلى جناتك جنات النعيم اللهم شفع فينا نبينا وقدوتنا وحبيبنا صلى الله عليه وسلم واجعل حبه في سويداء قلوبنا مستداما يا ذا الجلال والإكرام اللهم أوردنا حوضه واسقنا بيده الشريفة شربة لا نظمأ بعدها أبدا اللهم إنا نسألك حبك وحب نبيك صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم اجعل حبك وحب نبيك صلى الله عليه وسلم أحب إلينا من أنفسنا وأموالنا وأهلنا ومن الماء البارد على الظمأ اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واغفر لنا ولوالدينا ولوالدي والدينا ولأساتذتنا ولمشائخنا ولجميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Please first have your five seats. Dear Trees, congratulations.